17, I moved back to a regional area after living in the city for a long time. Back to where I had grown up, back to be close to my family. I'd uprooted my career in arts education to do that, and got there and rediscovered, I guess, my connection to that place. It is on Yorta Yorta country, and it was really important for me to be there and feel that and learn more about that than what I'd had the opportunity to as a young person going through the education system then. I had been working as an art teacher in suburban Melbourne. I'd learned lots about young people and how they interacted with the learning of art. And when I came back to that small town, I kind of rediscovered my career in the arts there and started to connect with the idea of actually working more with artists. And as an artist myself, I had been working, making work that whole time, but I'd never really had the confidence to call myself an artist. And being back there, it just sort of changed my perspective, I guess, on what an arts community is and what it can be and what I could help form it to be. I started exploring this idea of the ecology of care in the arts. And I'd heard a lot of people speak about this idea and this idea of actually contributing to, receiving from, and grounding yourself in the community that creates artistic practice, creativity around you and nurtures that within and inside you, inspires you to make, but as well helps you to care for others while they're making as well. It's a very complex system in ecology. It's something that you need to be part of, but be able to see from the outside and understand how things can form a reciprocity, how things can actually continue to contribute to you and yourself and your creativity, but also be able to hand that back out and be confident in knowing that people do want to hear what you have to say and what you have to offer to the world. It does, like I said, it is a complex thing, but it's made up of simple ideas. And when I did return to that regional place, it kind of gave me the space to actually think of things more simply. Imagine a world that I can be a bigger part of. I guess maybe there was just less people to compete with, I don't know. And actually just look at things and think about, I'm here, and what does that mean? And what does it feel like when I touch it? Or what does it feel like when somebody tells me that they wanted to see my work, they wanted to support me in that exhibition, they wanted me to teach them things. So I had decided to live in this tiny place, and it was very similar to the place I'd grown up in, and it was not far from that place either. But being someone who had kind of gone, I'm getting out of here in a regional place when I was finishing school and experiencing more in the world and the city, I had to get to know what it was to be living regional and living very much within every part of the community that you're in. You can kind of go about your days and not have to interact with too many people when the population around you is very large. But when it's 1,200 people, you almost know everyone. And they know a lot about you as well, which was interesting to embrace. Alongside that time in my life, my mum was diagnosed with moderately severe Alzheimer's in 2020. That's the sad bit. She was 65, my kids were 4 and 6. And I had come back there to sort of give her the opportunity to be a grandma, and for me to have the opportunity to, or for my kids to have the opportunity to get to know her, and not just her, but the whole family as well. So obviously the idea of care was switched around for me, and I think most people have that switching of care with their parents at some point in their lives, but we'd experienced that a bit younger than most. So I guess alongside all of that idea of exploring the ecology of care and the idea of care within art making, with art presenting, I was also having this parallel experience with my mum and my mum's care, and what that meant for me, and that what it still means for me and my sister and the rest of my family, and how we can best do that. So I was constantly backing and forthing between career, family, life. I think most of us do that in some way or another anyway. But it was a new world for me, and it was a way of me discovering, again, that idea that we can give out and we can get back and we can move on, and we don't actually need much. I do also, alongside my usual role, I do a lot of work alongside Aboriginal elders locally on Yorta country, and that idea of not needing much is something that I really feel from them, and I'm really inspired by that. You know, living in that place where I grew up and having that opportunity to connect with them and just being has really resonated and helped me continue on with that idea of we don't need much.